then the chapter about constructing your perfect lifestyle. And then just like in a home, after you've designed the home, after you built the home, well, now you need to appraise it. Is this home, is my architecture working for me? Did I make enough sockets around the home so that way I have energy? Is the place beautiful? Does this architecture have a solid foundation, or did I just build a Jenga tower? You guys know the game Jenga? To where any moment you pull the wrong thread, you're gonna fall over. Jenga's a game that you pull the bricks, you'll see it in the book. So blueprint. The first part of a blueprint, the most important part of a blueprint, is creating your vision. In the book, I think that I have like 5 or maybe 6 different tools that you can use to help you create your vision. Journaling is one of them. Another one is going to be making a vision board, which really, for right now in the very beginning, you just need to kind of take a look at everything that you don't like. What's the opposite of that? That's how you start your vision, right? And then you can start to embellish it. And I really, really want you at this point in time, and you're doing your homework, is to think to yourself, okay, vision, man, I don't only want to see this. I want to feel this. I want to smell this. I want to touch this. Make it as multi-sensory as possible. What kind of car are you driving? Where are you living? What job are you doing? All of that is the most important thing, because as we're going to learn and talk about here in a moment, the meat of tonight's event is to make sure that everybody is brushed up on how their mind works. It's an extremely powerful tool. And like all tools, like a knife, you're going to find that your mind is either going to cut you over and over and over again, like 1,000 slashes, or you're going to learn how to get a handle on your mind. And that's a process. It takes effort. It's not something that you can just say, okay, yeah, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to make this agreement. You know, one of my favorite books that I always love talking about is The 4 Agreements. And I know so many people that have read it. Well, the whole design of The 4 Agreements is talking about the exact same stuff that I'm talking about, that if you follow these 4 agreements, not that you just agree to them, not that you just in your conscious mind say, yeah, I'm going to do this stuff. Yeah, I don't want to take things personal. And yeah, you know, I'm going to start to not assume. I know people that have gone through 20, 30, let's see, the book came out in 1997. So yeah, right about that many years, and they are still very unhappy with their lives, because even though they agree to it, their brain is so powerful, their subconscious mind is so powerful that they don't put it into practice enough to make it a condition to change the subconscious mind. And that's what we'll be talking about today. So you create a vision. Today, we're probably going to get to the point that we're going to be talking about establishing your values and priorities. In the book, you're going to find lots and lots of areas. As a matter of fact, we can kind of go into the book right now. Let's go into where it talks about establish your values and priorities. And that's right after tools for creating your vision. So here we are with that, and that's those are those Jenga bricks right there. And tonight, on your own, what I would encourage you to do first is going to be this Wheel of Life exercise. This guy is used in so many other places. It's a part of what's called Gestalt psychology. It really does help us work with, and it's on page 23. It really does help us go to our subconscious mind, and it will tell you how satisfied you are with those areas. But the rules real quick, you can take a look. You got to work real quickly, because if you think about any of these for even a second, that's your conscious mind overriding. And you can reason anything in. It's like, oh, financial. Well, I put a 0, but you know, there's a reason because I'm like that. And you know, I do have more money than a guy on the street. So you don't want to do that. You want to go immediately. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at these lines, and there's a scale from 1 to 10. If you feel that you are satisfied with your education completely, you put a little dot on that part right there towards the end of the arrow. If with spirituality, you're still really looking and you don't feel like you have a lot of spirituality and you're not satisfied with your spirituality, then you'd put something much, much closer to the center, okay? Now, we won't focus on that because I don't want you to think about it, but that's how you're going to do the exercise, and it's still, again, all explained in the book. And then after that, you're going to take your wheel of life, and this is where we will pick up in our next class. We're going to be going directly into these values and priorities area. And what you're going to be doing after, it's like, okay, well, my family life, whether you are a 0 or whether you're a 10 in your satisfaction, well, now you're going to start to ask yourself questions. How would I describe the importance of family in my life? What role do family members play in your decision-making process? These are things that we work with every day, but they're loaded in our subconscious. And we're going to talk again here in just a few moments of how powerful your subconscious mind is. It's the master of what you do. Your conscious mind is really insignificant, and I've got a neat slide that's going to show us that here in a second. So that's what the established values and priorities are. And then after that, you're going to be defining your purpose. Your purpose is going to change, but this is a way that you can start evaluating. Okay, well, what is it that I want to do? What's my purpose in life? When I was a teacher over at Alaska Career College, I used a lot of this material on students that were in orientation. The majority of people, I'd say probably 95% or better, have no clue what their purpose is, especially when they're starting off on learning more about their life. That's very natural. That's extremely common. A very few people can say at a young age or when they're starting a program, I know what my purpose is. So for now, why don't you go ahead and as you're doing the work, think to yourself, your purpose in life is all those things that you guys talked about in the very beginning today. And maybe also to release yourselves from all those negative triggers that are wasting energy and to create a condition to where you learn how to conserve your energy and to do the things on a regular basis that invest in your own mind, body, and spirit so that you have more energy all the time. So after that, we're going to go into conduct the lifestyle benefits audit. This is really neat because, we really don't always have a good space. When you go to the doctor, you might have a little things that you check off, blood pressure this, blood pressure that. That's in here. But we're going to be looking at your lifestyle, how that works. That's on page 40. The socio-psychological factors, and then one of my favorite things that I always love talking about, chakras. Now, chakras are not scientifically proven. People claim, myself, that you can feel the chakras, you can feel how they're vibrating. And essentially what a chakra is, it's a biological hard drive. And if you've worked on a computer that has a very fragmented hard drive, it doesn't work as well. It doesn't do what you want it to do. So this area on chakras will help you get in touch with each one of those different biological hard drives. And all of this stuff you'll be doing over the course of this month until the next class, and then we'll be able to discuss things when we get to the next class. So that's chakras. And then finally, designing a smarter life. That starts on page 61. While you're gone for the month, what you need to do is to get into discovering what is a smarter goal. One of the best ways I like to think about not using smarter goals is, have you ever had the experience that you meet somebody that you haven't seen in a while, maybe a high school friend or somebody that you used to work with, and then you see, oh God, it's so great to see you. It's like, yeah, let's do lunch. How often is it that when you just leave it at that you actually have lunch with them? So right, 0, right? And that's the gag. That is a perfect example as to why your goals should all be, and we'll go ahead and preface this here, actually only use goals as that's like our end result. I'd like for you to think of all of the things you're attempting to do more as objectives. Goals are so final that that's the end of the road, right?
Score time.
That's right. Yeah, go. So objectives are things that you can start with, and then you move on to the next objective, and sometimes you don't even know what the next objective is, and you won't until you complete that first objective. So all your objectives should be specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, timeline, enthusiastic, and rewarding. You meet your friend, oh, it's so nice to see you. How about this? Let's go over to Southside Bistro on Tuesday at 3 p.m. and let's have a really great lunch and catch up. That goal statistically has such a higher possibility of happening only because you have now programmed your reticular activating system. We're going to be talking about that here in just a minute. So that's your blueprint.